And welcome to Star Trek Lost Stars. My name is Tony Morrow, and here today, it is time to spend some money. That's right, you heard it right here, right now at 8 o'clock on the grand old hump day of Wednesday in the middle of the week at 8 o'clock. You are hearing it now from me that the GM has told me to get this turn done with you and to get it in because he wants to progress with the turn. So we've been given our orders. Let's get marching, and it is time to start a tactical session. That's right. Okay, so today not only are we going to talk about the nuts and bolts of what we're spending, but how we're going to deploy it and then what we're going to move around and the contingency orders that we're going to write. As you can see, the color is red, sort of. I've got the red in the background and red lights flashing off the top to signify our battle status as we get ready to prepare for war. As you might have seen in the last episode, we talked about the preparations that we need to put in place before actually pulling the trigger. And that if we pull the trigger before we're ready, it's a recipe for disaster. Are we planning to fail? If so, then no problem. Don't bother building ships in advance. Just go in there, guns a-blazing, and wait to get blown out of the water. Instead, what we're going to do is we're going to prep the ground, lay the groundwork, and make sure that we are prepared and the logistics are ready to supply the armies, the navies, the fleets that we are going to send against our enemies. Who's our target to start off with? Well, let's go to the map, and I will show you. No, it's not the Tholians, although it's exciting to start off in a red side of the map. No, we're not going to be able to. No, we're not attacking the Tholians. But I wanted to show you this. So, for example, before we had talked about this part of the map. So you can see here, for example, we've got the edge of Klingon space, and right around here we have CC-19. Now, CC-19 we had previously spoken about in my confusion about whether that had been the location of that wormhole and the subsequent mysterious fleet of ships that had sort of made their way into Paravian space, or in the near vicinity of Paravian space. After looking at the map from the previous turn and a reminder from this player, the wormhole existed in Alpha Alpha 19. So 2 hexes to the left, essentially, which means that we've got quite a ways to go to be able to get supply there. So our strategy, our tactic, our mission at this point is to be able to build the supply network to get to that point. So if we look here, for example, let's talk about supply networks to begin with. You can see here we have a T4, that's a tug. Tugs build things as well as convoys. So tugs and convoys. At the moment, there is a limit on the amount of things that any particular convoy can do, but not for tugs. So we could have, 2 tugs building at the same time if we needed to. This tug right here is going to start building a base in Juliet 17. Juliet 17. So instead of saying it twice, I'll just say it once. Juliet 17. And in keeping with our every 2 hex strategy, we're going to build another one here in Hotel 18. So Juliet 17, Hotel 18. While that's going on, we're going to send ships to explore right to the boundary or the border here. We'll put another base right on the corner here at Foxtrot 19. And then once we're there, that puts us in spitting distance of 1, 2, 3, 4. We can get to that Alpha 19. Now, we'll have to build a base along the way here and sort of make some negotiations with our parties in question. Right now, as it stands, we currently have a border treaty with the Tholians that says we're not going to go past Echo 20 to the south. However, we could kind of skirt around the bottom if we wanted to be devious, or we could just start engaging in a conversation with them and just see how things play out. If that wormhole truly does exist there, Botel here will cruise up there and find out if it's there. If it is there and we can confirm the location, then we will have prepped ships and supply to be able to move in that direction. However, if that is not the case, then we'll just have built supply to that point, and we can move our way up and down the border. That is the strategy. So, and in conjunction with that, we have to be mindful of our friends, the Federation. As you can see here, they've been kind enough to explore little buggers. They've been kind enough to explore this section of space and have discovered 2 resources there. Well, that's nice. In the border section. Now, I don't hold it against them because that's kind of what we do at this point, is that we will explore. I suppose it's just a practice. We haven't actually discussed it, but there has been a practice of exploring the border, and whoever gets there first gets the resources. So that's kind of what has happened in this case. How will that go going forward? We'll see. However, as you can see here, we're doing the same thing with this YFES, and our D4 Echo, which is our survey cruiser, is doing the same thing as we're moving along here. However, this Tango 4, this tug is going to have to build a base here, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, build another base here, and then fill in the gaps as we go. The idea being here is that we want to explore along the border to the border with the Paravians, and then sort of work our way up. Here with the Delta 3 Echo, we're going to do the same thing towards this corner. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This base location will be strategic as well. So we'll go down and across to be able to explore and build bases in the appropriate positions to make sure that we have a base in November 23. Make sense? Let's go to the numbers. All right, so here we are on turn 71, which is the first turn that we're going to do. We already talked about research and development in the previous stream, so we've already got that checked away. The next thing we really have to worry about is just money in general. As you can see, we've filled out the money, as in our income over the from resources and planets between 71 and 75, and we're at peace. Now you can see that even at peace, we're slowly working down a deficit, but basically we're operating at a deficit. And that's with building bases regardless. Now, I want to be able to build dreadnoughts. However, based on the current limitations of the economy that we have and the need to be able to get to MTech by turn 74, which let's just go back to R&D. We're expecting M slipways. So let's just go down the M list. So M slipways is 101 spring, just based on this. It won't be that exact number. So M 101 spring, 102 fall, 102 fall, 101 fall, 102 spring, and 102 fall. So 102 fall, that's our last technology, and that's when we're going to get it. So it looks like that 103 spring, i.e. turn 75, is the turn that we are going to get. That's the term we're going to get MTech. Now, what's interesting about this, so for example, we go along here to 102 fall, we stopped it there. We're going to keep investing in construction because we need to be able to do that in order to be able to build the different slipways, so that's not going to stop at M. When we look along the tractor beams are a requirement for GW, so we're going to continue investing there. Same thing with speed. And labs was something, not that we need that specifically for, we don't need that specifically for GW, but it allows us to be able to build more R&D teams, and those R&D teams can be deployed and sent out to other partners in crime. So for example, it says here, and let's just check the tech tree ever so quickly. When it comes to labs, so we can have 2 R&D teams. Interesting. Let's go to the map real quick. I don't believe we have an R&D team currently right there. So what I suggest we do, because R&D teams can go to another partner, species, faction, and they can do joint R&D ops. And so what ends up happening is you get joint R&D. So considering that this guy's right here on the wormhole, I'm going to send them through the wormhole and send them to the feds for a mutual exchange. That seems like a reasonable thing to do. Maybe we won't send the C4 to take him there. I'll just send the D3. Good thing about sending the D3 is that the D3, I can send him there, and you know, if the D3 gets destroyed, it's not a big deal, but it can certainly come back if need be. Yep. And then we can build another R&D team and then send it to, through the wormhole, we can send it to the Tholians. So we have access to 2 different partners to be able to send R&D teams to. Sounds like a great plan. It'll increase our R&D output by a significant amount. Cheers, by the way. For those of you who don't, by the way, follow this Lost Stars, if you're only following us on Twitch or YouTube, you can also check us out on LinkedIn. Not that the videos are going up on LinkedIn, but LinkedIn is we have the sort of the effort, the program, the initiative up on LinkedIn as part of my personal profile. So you can check that out. Go to LinkedIn, look up for Tony Morrow, MBA PMP, and you'll be able to find me. And then as you connect to me, you'll be able to see Lost Stars there on my profile, and you'll be able to follow along on LinkedIn as well. Let's just take a quick look before I get going. So we've had Come and Go, somebody over at on YouTube. And hey, don't worry about me spying. My turn went in last night, says Athos. By the way, Athos, for those of you who all remember, Athos is the guy who plays the Paravian. So nice to join us, Mike. Pleasure to have you along for the ride. So yes, his turn went in yesterday. Hence the message I got from the GM saying, get your together and get that turn in. So we're going to get that sorted out today. Back to the numbers. Here we go. So as we talked about, we're going to be building these bases. This first base we're going to build in the hex, that we already have in place here, which is Juliet 17. So Juliet 17. So YBS. This is how I write them. Everyone does it a little differently, but you can watch me as I do it. So I put YBS construction, completion date. Whoops. Completion date will be 2. It takes 2 turns to build. So if we start it in 71, in turn 71, it'll complete in turn 73, or 101 spring to 102 spring. So 102 spring, right? So that's when that will complete. Now, why is that important? Because of supply. Now, we have for supply, we could send something here and build that right away. We can do that easily. Let's take a quick look at what ships we have in the area. So we know that we've got these guys here, and this, oh, there's no base there. That's why he's there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. So by the time he's done completing, he'll already be in place. Who else we got out here? We got these guys. Okay, no harm, no foul. So these guys in Juliet 13, they'll build their base next turn. And by building there, what we'll do is... You know what? Actually, I'm going to change that. These guys here in Juliet 13 are going to move into Hotel 12. And they're basically continuing this line until it goes there. By building here, it gives us more flexibility to explore more space. Not that that's going to be a huge constraint, but it's just a little something that will help us. These guys here are basically here to be able to explore north. 1, 2, 3, 4. Something to think about is that the F3 and the E1 can only move 3 hexes. Thinking. I know it hurts. All right, well, we'll put these guys up in Lima 8, which will allow us to continue exploring to the north. And then these guys will continue their building spree, which will take us over here, and then eventually up to this planet here. Because we're eventually going to have to resolve the situation here at on this planet and remove the battle group, because the battle group can be used in other places. Let's take a quick look at the Klingon battle group Blood. This is what comprises this particular fleet, which is a C4 and a bunch of our F4s. Now, that was a carryover from the home fleet that was over here. So what we'll do is basically we'll leave an F4 in place just to make sure nothing happens there. Probably one of these guys that gets repaired. And then battle group Blood, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. will take its position up on Papa 11. That's probably the best option. Okay, so we know that this one's going to get built. Oh, you know what I didn't do? I didn't actually put the hex number in which it's going to be built. So that's Juliet, Juliet 17. So JJ 17. There you go. JJ 17 YBS construction. Bang. So then in this hex, what we'll do is we'll just copy and paste this bad boy. And we will edit that note. Instead of that hex, we'll build in Hotel 12, HH12. Whoops, hold on. Copy, and then paste this guy over here. Now, as we talked about, he'll take 2 turns to build, and then on the turn that he finishes building, he can move. Now, he can't build until the next turn, but so they'll move there, and then so he will build until then, which means in this turn, turn 74, we want him to build his next base. So these guys will be building in. We'll say Lima 8. There we go. Lima 8, right? And then this one will be Hotel 18. Oh, hold on. I keep not copying and pasting it over. All right, here we are. So we're going to make this Hotel, whoops, 18. Let's just verify. Hotel 18, boom, we're good to go. All right, so Hotel 18, and that means I'll do Oh, I'm so torn here. He's out of supply. Strat move 1. Nah. I'll just do Victor 17. Whoops. That's not what I meant. Let's try that again. Copy. Paste. Edit. Victor, what was it? 17, I think? Victor 17. 17. Okay, so that's our building schedule for that period of time. As you can see here, we're not building any new ships during this time, but we expect to get, on turn 75, we will expect to get our MTech. So 75 MTech. That's the anticipated delivery date. Okay. Now, this is the movement tab. Not much to look at or think about here, except for this intent. So what ends up happening here is that when we get to the point where we're moving things a little bit more turn to turn, I get a little more detailed on my movement tabs as far as how I divvy up ships and where I put them and how I break that down. For this sort of early stage in the game, what we are going to end up doing is operating. Let me try that again. In the early stages of the game, we operate based on intent. And I just noticed one little thing. You might have noticed my mouth wasn't quite matching my words. Excuse me. Hopefully that just fixed that. Okay, let's try this again. Intent. So intent is basically kind of our general direction to the GM, because the GM's doing things over a series of turns and doesn't necessarily have the play-by-play on what we exactly want to do. The intent provides that information. So it looks a little complicated here. Let's go and break it down bit by bit. So I'll break it into sort of the sections I like to break it into. I don't know why it keeps, I think this is just the way the GM operates and the way I operate is very different. So I've always find that very entertaining. Okay, so Battle Group Blood. We don't need to worry about the rest of Battle Group Blood, other than to say that Battle Group Blood will move to wormhole in Papa 11 and join home fleet, right? F4. So these are the F4s that were in the repair area here. So this F4 is going to, oh, you know what we should do? We've got to repair those ships. So let's do a quick thing here. So this, when flipped, goes to a 4, which means it costs 0.5 EP to repair it at a base. And those bases can repair 2 points of damage. So luckily, they can repair 1 F4 each. So it'll cost half an EP for each point of damage. There's 2 points of damage, therefore it's 1 EP per ship to repair. That's for the F4, and you can see the E2 goes from a 1 to a 3. 1 defense factor. It's 1 and 1. 1 defense factor to 3 defense factors. It's again a factor of 2 or difference of 2, and that means 1 EP at half an EP per point of damage. So in order to repair those, we will do the following. So we will put in, if I were to put in 2 here, what would that do? Okay, it puts me over. So I'll put it 1 and then 1. Perfect. So this will be, new note, this will be the, what hex is that? That is Tango 14. Tango 14. Whoops. F4. 1 EP. Whoops. And then this one, itchy nose, is going to be 16. Yeah, Tango 16. Echo 1, I believe. Was it an Echo 1? Echo 2. Echo 2. And it will be 1 EP. Bang, bang. Okay, so going back to our F4 in Tango 14, we'll move to join home fleet in Papa 11 after repaired. E2 in Tango 16 will move to guard planet. Whoops, planet in Whiskey 14 after repaired. There you go. Bang. So that's what Battle Group Blood is going to do. As far as exploration, so I'd broken this up based on where certain ships were located. So D4E in the north. So in the north, this Delta 4 Echo. So what I'm going to say now is, instead of him moving, he was just moving in the north here. What I'll do is I'll have him continue to move northwest and west, northwest and west, to be able to close the distance between us and the border with the Tholians. So we'll give we'll give him a specific hex, which is kilo 9. Kilo 9 north. We'll continue to explore in the western area of the map to up to Tholian border. Let's just take out that italics. There's no reason for that now. There we go. The Delta 4 Echo and the wormhole and the E2 will continue to explore around Victor 28. True. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. Emphasis to explore west towards Paravian's long-fed border. Done. Delta 3 Echo will move to base Tango 14. So we already did what? Tango 14. I think we're talking about a different ship. Now, okay, so that's, we'll continue to move. Continue to explore south towards southwest towards November 23. All right, so YFES. So let's take out these guys. Okay, so the YFES are in the vicinity of Victor 28. Do we have one in the vicinity of Victor 28? Yes. Right, so he'll continue. Great. So he's exploring Tango 30. Great. We'll continue to explore west along Fedboard towards Paravians. Sure. Okay. Instead of this guy building Lima 8, I'm going to have this guy build in Romeo 29. Let's go back here. Where was Lima 8? Edit. Romeo 29. Right? Yeah. 72. Boom, boom, boom. There we go. And then yeah, we'll do that last one as Lima 8. Edit note. Lima 8. Got it. Okay, back to movement. Good times. So, happy with this guy here. So happy with him. The YFES, so Hotel 17. He was in the vicinity of Hotel 17. Okay, so right now he's in Juliet 18. 18. We'll explore sure. South and west. South and west towards Paravian border. Foxtrot, Foxtrot 19. Okay. The YFE, so hold on, we'll just highlight that so we're good. The YFES in Whiskey 11. This guy. Hmm. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So he's in X-ray 10. So the YFES in X-ray 10 will continue to explore northeast to max range of supply. Return. Okay, he's good. So he's going to continue to explore to the edge of supply. Intent is to explore to the edge of the northeast part of the map. So close the distance here. So because this planet here provides supply, he's actually still within supply. So he'll continue to do this. So actually I can take out that little note here about him being out of supply. And then the C4 and Prime Team in Hotel 12. So that should be this guy. Right. So he'll move to G19. Is he in Hotel 12 right now? He's in Juliet 19. Juliet 19. We'll move to Golf, what's it? 19. Golf 19 and continue to explore to Foxtrot. Foxtrot. Oh, I just looked at it. 19. Thank you. So he will continue to explore to that little point in the corner of the map in Foxtrot 19, and inside the NZ Bravians to max range of supply to the southwest. I'm also going to put here intent is to explore towards, what was it, Alpha 19. Okay, we've got another C4 with a Prime Team based at the homeworld, and it's got some F4s that are coming along with it. 3 F4s. Whoops. We'll move 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll move. We'll move to explore in the vicinity of FF19 and support other C4. Whoops. Towards Alpha Alpha 19. Whoops. There we go. All right. So those guys are all done. Boom. Exploration is complete up to this point. Base building. All right. So continue base building schedule as laid out up to end of turn 75. Let's see here. Okay. Whoops. Hold on. So we've got the one in Juliet 17, and then we've got Hotel 12. T4 with escorts we'll move to. Okay. So what are his escorts? He's got, I think, an E1 and an E1T. So why the E1T? The E1T allows for a quick strat move to that location. So what'll end up happening is that the E1T will move in advance to a specific location, and then someone can strat move there. Usually that was a strategy used with convoys to make them move faster, more quickly to a specific location. I think what I'll do with that is because he's not necessarily serving a purpose right now in that role, but it is worthwhile having it as an escort for the T4. So, yeah. And E2 and E1T. Hotel 12? Yeah, Hotel 12. For YBS construction. And then all the other ships are essentially Tango 18. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. F3J and E1T. I should probably put the location of these guys. So these ones are in Juliet 13. And these ones are in, I think it is Tango 18. Whoops. We'll move to Tango 12. Strat move to on station. What else we got? We've got there's another T4 around here somewhere, isn't there? Oh no, he's gonna go there. Yeah. Right. And then this guy will go to Lima 8. So Lima 10 to Lima 8. Lima Lima 10. T4 plus F3J plus, I think it's an E2. Oh, it's an E1T. Okay. For YBS construction. Okay, probably the most boring part of this whole thing. New builds. Don't have to worry about new builds at this point, as we don't have any plan for building. Build F4 or F2 to keep budget from surplus, maintain small deficit. Add to home fleet. Add to fleet at the homeworld. Okay. So what I'm saying here is that as I make, let's say, for example, we discover a whole bunch of new resources, 5 new resources during this turn, then the extra 2 EP or whatever is going to be created in order to make sure that we continue to have a deficit, because if we don't have a small deficit, then we're just leaving money on the table. But if for whatever reason our money goes above the deficit, then I want to make sure that I spend a little bit just to maintain a small deficit. And in that context, I'm putting in here that build an F4 E2 to maintain that small deficit. Fait du sens? Excellent. Diplomacy, D4N will move to, so the D4N, as a reminder, is this ship right here. It is currently working on this developing planet. However, what I'd like it to do is actually, I'm just going to move it straight 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I can't strat move there. So I'm going to strat move him to Tango Tango 14 and then move to here and then just work on that planet. So, whoop, will strat move. Now keep in mind our strat moves is ×2 at the moment. So strat move to Tango Tango 14. Then move to planet in, what is this? Whiskey 14. I don't know why I'm having trouble seeing that right now. Where are you at? In Whiskey 14. Once in Whiskey 14. Oh. Hold on. Let's just do it straight here. Improve planetary attitude until at maximum. Once Whiskey 4 is moved to Cadrak system, improve planetary. Okay. So it is unlikely that I will end up doing those two things, but we'll go with that. Other E12. Okay, so E1 is already here. So it's going to move 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Bottle will move to escort T4 in Romeo 20. Whoops. Romeo 29. Yep. Romeo 29. And then bottle 2, which is the kicker, will move to and transit wormhole / investigate for wormhole. Okay, so just as a recap, I know that was a little bit of a boring business, so let's recap really quick what we did. We talked about Battle Group Blood. They finished subduing that planet. Now they're going to move back to the wormhole and guard the wormhole. Bottom line. The ships that had been damaged from the battle group, the F4 will move to rejoin the battle group. So there'll be a total of 8 F4s plus the D4 that's on the wormhole plus the C4. So a fairly decent combination of ships. Then the E2 will move to be able to guard the planet, which with the D4N, which is the diplomatic ship, once it shows up, that'll be really good too. Exploration. Here's the kicker. So we know basically the exploration ship we have in the north is going to move north into the west to try and close the distance with the border with the Tholians. The D4 Echo, the other exploration ship that we have on the other side of the wormhole, would continue to explore on the other side of the wormhole. The D3, which is in the south, not on the other side of the wormhole, but just in the south, is going to move to that bend point in the border with the Paravians to try and put a base station there, or explore it, so we can put a base station there. The YFES, which is a Y era freighter exploration, and the S is for small, so it's a small exploration freighter. So those three are going to continue to do their various forms of exploration in support of the other ships around them, basically. And the 2 C4s are going to work, with the ones with the prime teams are going to work to explore that little nook right on the Paravian border in support or in preparation to be able to reach out and touch that wormhole. Base building, as we laid out before, we're going to build it in those key spots with the emphasis of moving towards the borders. New builds, like I say, we're only going to build new ships if and when we need to maintain a small surplus. Diplomacy, we're going to move the diplomatic ship, which is the D4N, from where it is now over to the planet we just subdued, and improve the attitude there. Once we improve the attitude, the income will go up. That's why we do that. Bottle 1 will head to the other side of the wormhole to support or guard that other tug. And the second bottle 2, will move to investigate the wormhole. And then the other thing I put in here, stop turn in the event of a planet or a monster or pirates or some random event or a new sensor contact. So, for example, if we come across the Juggernauts, stop the turn. I said stop the turn if new nav data was shared. So that was with regards to back when we were sharing it with the Tholians, and then, of course, with the Paravians, and now everybody's got nav data. So I guess we can take that out. That's no longer relevant. Additional EP will be allocated to R&D. Well, we've already talked about that. I don't need to do that anymore. And we've already done that as well. So stop the turn in the event of a random event. Okay, save. Boom. Okay, so we've got the money spent. We've got the movement done. That's pretty much it, everybody. So I know this was probably the more boring of the episodes that you have seen, but the big thing here was to be able to plan out what's going on. The big takeaways from this session: 1, we're getting MTech by the end of this series. So we've got turn 71. We're going to turn 75. It is likely and or possible that we may get something before then, but the intent, based on the current planning, is that by turn 75, we will have MTech done. We are also strategically moving and exploring towards these choke points, which is the Foxtrot, this corner area right over there, around Foxtrot 19. Why? Because we want to be within spitting distance of Alpha 19, at least to be able to explore it with Bottle 2. And if there is a wormhole there, we want to be able to move to it. Bottle 2 is fully capable and equipped to be able to go through that wormhole. And if it can go through a wormhole there and discover that there is something on the other side, booyah. That'll be big. A big discovery. So we have the ships moving towards this focal point in and around F-19. Another reason why that's probably important is because you will notice that the Paravians have a concentration of ships there. Understandably, they just had a big battle there. But let's just take a quick look at the Paravian home fleet. Where are you? So, not exactly the hugest thing in the world, but 3 destroyers and a commando ship. And then he's got a cruiser here, which he's using to explore, and then another destroyer. So, Mikael, are you still there? Glad to hear. I'll try to give any clarifications about the game as you go. Thanks, Mike. I love the mirror image there. That's wonderful. I got to get a third monitor so I can do this differently. But that's what we're looking at here in that regard. So we'll be focusing around Foxtrot 19. Now, currently the Paravians, i.e. Athos, who is on Twitch right now, doesn't have a lot of stuff there, which is great. It's a we're not threatening each other, which is fantastic, which is important, which is good. But we're just trying to get to that Alpha 19, explore that wormhole, figure out what's going on there. The other piece, of course, is the D3 Echo is moving its way to November 23, which is this other bend in the elbow. So we got November 23, Foxtrot 19, and then we're going to be, of course, working our way towards, let's do a quick count here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Perfect. So we're working towards our destination here, which is November 29. And then at November 29, we'll put another base there, and away we go. So that's kind of how things are looking at this point. Big push right now is a combination of exploration, and then as soon as we get MTech, there will be a seismic shift in our expenditures to be able to support building M ships. Now, not all M ships will become available right away, but we're going to start upgrading some slipways early on to be able to enable us to be able to build some of those M ships. We talked about it briefly, but in the MSIT, here, let me switch to the different view here. So in the MSIT here, this is currently still set up with the MTech ships showing. As we go down to the F and E ships, so these are the frigate and destroyer ships. So you'll see here that the E4, E4 and E3, those are the two kinds of ships we have. So you can see that both E4 and E3 become available in year 120. That's good. The E4M, which is a 4-3 ship, costs 2.5 to build, and an E3 is a straight 3, and it only costs 2 to build. So in my mind, the E4M is the better build there, but nonetheless, we want to be able to upgrade our frigate slipway to be able to build those kinds of ships. And then when it goes to the F4 and F5, so you'll see that the F5 is technically it says frigate there, but it's effectively a destroyer for us. It only gets discovered or comes online in year 134. So we won't be able to build that right away, period. So we'll have to figure out a strategy with regards to how we're going to build what and when, and how we're going to move that ball forward. In addition to that, though, we can see here that in year 121, we can start building the D6, the D6M. We're going to probably want to move on that quickly to be able to build that ship, because the D6M or D6s, just they're going to be a ship that can move faster than our other ships, and we'll want to be able to upgrade our slipways to the point where we can have 2 cruiser slipways, so we can build a cruiser every turn, and give us the capacity to start building those ships, because between those ships and upgrading our C4s to C4Bs, which as we go back up here, where are we? Come back to me. So you can see here we've got the C4, hold on, C4, which is what we can currently build. And then as soon as we get MTech, again, year 122, we can upgrade those to C4Bs. And why is that important? Again, it goes from a 6.8 to a straight 8, and that's a significant difference in the offensive capability of that ship. So we're going to want that. So we'll cycle those ships back to the homeworld to be able to do that. One quick note, when it comes to those upgrades, they are a 3 versus 2 point upgrade. And in order to do anything over a 2 point upgrade, we need to go to the homeworld where our shipyards are. So our shipyard slipways, those can do the upgrade, whereas a Y dock or a starbase, for example, which would be the M equivalent of a Y dock, can't do those upgrades. So just as an FYI. So that's where we're at. Things are looking good. Here's a quick reminder of what the map looks like in the macro. And yeah, that's where we're at right now. So the turn is effectively done. Once we've signed off here, I will send that to the GM, and hopefully we will get something back from the GM probably tomorrow at some point. I mean, just as a reminder, tomorrow's live stream will be at 7 o'clock. Today's was from 8 to 9, again, Pacific time. So tomorrow's will be at 7. That will be Thursday at 7 o'clock is our next live stream. And then on Friday, we're going to be doing it again at 2:30. That being said, if there are timings that work better for you or that you would prefer when it comes to the live stream, then you let me know. Put those in the comments below and let us know what timings work best for you. We're kind of playing around this week with the different timings, some at 7, some at 8, again, back at 2:30. And then again, the live stream on Saturday at 2:30. The objective, I should say the Saturday live stream, my wonderful dog Loki, who is crashed out on the couch over there, has to go to the vet at 3:30. So our 2:30 live stream may be quite short just because I'm going to have to take him to the doggy hospital to see the doggy doctor to get some stuff looked at. So we'll see how that goes, but I will let you know first thing on the 2:30 live stream on Saturday where we stand with that. Of course, we're still waiting. We'll be waiting on the Game Master to get back to us with regards to turns. By the sounds of the email that I received, we're the last ones to submit, so he's kind of chomping at the bit, waiting for us to get our stuff together. So I expect something will be a quick turnaround. Hopefully, knock on wood, we'll have something ready for you tomorrow by 7 o'clock. And if not, for whatever reason, then we have lots of stuff to discuss when it comes to the other races and a full sort of description as to what's going on with who are the Tholians and this elephantine race called the Fithip, who are the Praevians and their Mongol hoarding ways, and who are, as I refer to them now, as the Batman faction or the Battletech faction. Who is Starcom and what's that all about? So, with that being said, if you've enjoyed this content, if you like it at all, please give us a thumbs up. Help us with the YouTube algorithm if you're joining us on YouTube. If you're up on Twitch, then please, give us a follow, subscribe if you're on YouTube. And if you really enjoy this content or even want to participate in this campaign, if you want to play with us and you survived up to this point in the stream, then please join us over at patreon.com/Lost Stars and find a way or find a tier that works best for you. Do you want to be able to command your own ship? Do you want to control a task group of up to 3 ships? Do you want to control a fleet of up to 10 or control your own province as a governor in the Empire, in the Klingon Empire? If any of those things interest you, then please consider supporting us over on patreon.com. Or if you just want to be a warrior within the Klingon Navy, then please head on over there and join us on our top secret Discord, because as we get closer to actually starting a war, after all, this is a war game, eventually we're going to get into a fight. And when we get close to the fight and or start a fight, we're going to have to start pulling back some of this content from the live stream to our special members only Discord. Why? Well, because we have wonderful friends like Mike, i.e. Athos, who is watching us right now on Twitch and taking in all this military intelligence. He is doing his spying. He's doing what I would do and getting as much info as he can about what we're doing. And we're bordering on, we're bordering with the Praevians right now. So, of course, he wants to know exactly how we're spending our money, where we're at for tech, and all that other business. But when it comes to time for if there is a conflict between us and the Praevians, it is important for us to be able to have those private conversations amongst us, only us. And if you're interested to participate in those conversations and be part of the Klingon Discord, then please head over to patreon.com/Lost Stars. Join us at the warrior level, and you'll be able to participate and join us as a member of the Klingon Imperial Navy on our top secret Discord and participate in our tactical sessions, our top secret tactical sessions, as we get ready to ramp up the invasion. Or maybe not. Maybe we'll just, talk about stuff and drink blood wine and other kind of beverages. Who knows? Either way, whatever works for you. It was a pleasure to have you here. I'm so glad you joined us. We will see you in the next episode. And as I get ourselves ready to sign off, I want to thank you again. If you are interested in joining us at all, please head over to patreon.com/Lost Stars. Either hit that thumbs up, the subscribe, the follow, however it is you would like to participate and support us here. As long as you're enjoying what we're doing, we're enjoying having you join us to do it. So thank you so much, and I will see you tomorrow at 7.